can't chicken do? It's good for breakfast, good for lunch, it's good all day long.
Chicken is the unsung hero of the meat world.
Oh, that crunch.
One of the most versatile meats in food paradise.
Far out.
Noodled it.
And so irresistible.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna eat all of that.
Very chicky.
Crunchy, delectable, delicious.
Really delicious.
Ultra delicious.
Get ready for lots of fun, lots of flavor, and right now,
Lots of cluck.
down in Atlanta, folks are pretty much born knowing the great Southern Comfort Cookbook backwards and forwards. How do you get them out of Grandma's kitchen and into your restaurant? Simple. Make it as good as Grandma's. That's the concept in Homegrown.
I love coming here because it's family. I mean, the minute you walk in, everyone knows you. It's just everything you'd want in comfort food in one spot.
It's like you walked into your grandmother's kitchen and, you're just sitting down for a meal. It's great.
Homegrown's menu motto, simple and local. That's the guiding principle behind their flagship dish, the Comfy Chicken Biscuit.
Best thing on the menu right here. Yep.
We knew we made it when we were walking down the street and someone yelled "comfy" from their vehicle passing us.
Comfy! They're not kidding. Homegrown sells hundreds of these hot hens a month.
We, I think, decided on a Saturday to put it on the menu, which I'm glad we did, but it was a nightmare for the kitchen because every ticket was the Comfy Chicken Biscuit.
Let's get to the kitchen and find out what makes this bird cluck.
A very important part of the Comfy Chicken Biscuit is the biscuit.
Shortening gets added to the flour, and the mashup begins. How do you know when it's done?
It's a texture thing. You got to feel it. I mean, making biscuits seems easy. I've taught people over the years, they'll make them and they'll feel heavy.
The third and final ingredient, buttermilk. Told you it was simple.
It's gonna feel sticky at this level, and then once we throw it under the table with a little bit more flour, it'll all come together.
Let's put some biscuits in the basket.
If you overwork it, it'll get real dense and the biscuits come out heavy. You gotta be willing to get dirty.
Those perfect doughy discs will transform in the oven. Meanwhile,
the blanket for the Comfy Chicken Biscuit is the sausage gravy. We start with a little bit of butter. Everybody loves butter. This is a healthy dish. It's good for you. So we add the pork sausage. And what I do here, I just break it up, let it brown to get some good color.
Once that sausage is looking good and golden, in goes flour and milk.
This will thicken up, and this will make the blanket for the Comfy.
A sprinkle of seasoning, and how are we looking?
You smell that? It's all gravy from here.
Biscuits, check. Gravy, check. We're missing something.
The star of the show is the chicken.
Of course. Boneless breasts are cut into strips, get a dunk in buttermilk, and a thorough powdering to ensure maximum crisp.
Now we're gonna put these chicks into a hot oil bath.
The fryer does its thing. Now, let's get comfy.
Start with the biscuit, open-faced, the fried chicken. Top that with our amazing gravy. And to be healthy, we add an orange. Homegrown Comfy Chicken Biscuit.
My mother told me don't talk with food in your mouth, but that is so good.
I love gravy. The thickness and the creaminess of it.
Love the gravy. It's very tangy, but yet creamy. Chicken is crispy, and it's wonderful, and couldn't do better myself.
Can't compare it. Can't compare it at all. Even in any restaurant around here, everyone tries to do the Comfy Biscuit, but they can't. I mean, it's perfect.
Perfection is a tough act to follow. Unless you're this plucky standout, the crispy chicken sandwich. The difference maker here is something you won't see coming. A spicy horseradish buttermilk ranch sauce.
People get this sandwich and when they hear horseradish, they're like, I don't like horseradish, but like, try it. It's not what you expect. It's not gonna burn your nose. It actually is a good flavor.
Intriguing. First, Texas toast hits the grill.
Toasty.
Onto that toasty platform goes our horseradish ranch, big chunks of that famous fried chicken, fresh spinach, and roasted tomatoes for zip.
So there you have it, the homegrown fried chicken sandwich. Try to fit that in your mouth.
Let's give it a go.
Far out.
It's got ranch dressing, crispy toast, it's got the salad, sun-dried tomatoes. So they just blend up really well.
This is the #1 chicken sandwich on the planet.
When nothing but Grandma's home cooking will do, you'll feel right at home at Homegrown. Our chicken chase takes us to Denver, Colorado, where two partners in poultry are taking food from the Yucatan Peninsula to new Rocky Mountain heights.
And we're brothers.
Can't you tell?
Their childhood dream of opening a restaurant together has Jason and Chris running afoul of convention with Dos Santos.
Dos Santos means two saints, and it's a nickname our mother gave us while we were growing up.
Actually, she should have called us our little devils.
They put their devilish charm into the details at Dos Santos, and the heavenly results inspire chicken envy.
Every chicken wants to be in our tacos.
Because it takes two to tinga, Chris and Jason have the best tinga tacos.
And it just has those heartwarming, soul-warming, flavorful memories for me. So we created our own version for it, and for me, it just sings Mexico.
Chris relies on chicken thighs to get the unbeatable flavor and juiciness of dark meat. He seasons and sears.
You hear that? That's sizzling right there. That's how you know it's hot.
Another sprinkle of spices helps give this chicken some flippin' good color.
Do you see that caramelization we're getting here? That nice, dark, crispy skin? That's what you're looking for.
He sautés onions and garlic for a braising broth, adding tomatoes infused with smoky chili, along with chicken stock.
Whenever we're cooking our sauces, we always add bay leaves. Bay leaves give great aroma, great flavor, so those are gonna be sprinkled right over the top.
When it comes to a boil, he adds the seared chicken thighs.
So we have this beautiful chicken. It's simmering, it's boiling, smells smoky and sweet. I'll see you guys in 90 minutes.
Meanwhile, Chris gets saucy, starting with roasted red peppers, grilled and smoked in-house.
That freshness, that vibrant flavor, the color, there's just nothing like it.
Roasted garlic, red onion, and smoked chipotles raise the flavor bar, emulsified with mustard and vinegar.
We're gonna reinforce it with some honey. This is local Colorado honey. It's good.
He blends with oil for a smooth move into peppery perfection.
That's why I use fresh red peppers. You want that unbelievable color, that brightness, and you can smell that smokiness.
And now the chickens come home to roost.
This is a little piece of heaven.
It's so tender that Chris barely has to chop it before pouring more braising broth over top.
When you see this dish, you're gonna say, give me more.
Corn tortillas topped with creamy guacamole give the chicken tinga a warm welcome.
You got this succulent chicken. Look at that. Just look how juicy that is right now. It's just kind of falling apart. We just roughly chopped it and it's already starting to shred nicely.
He piles it on in meaty mounds and adds onions, cotija cheese, and fresh cilantro.
We're gonna make it look sexy.
The red pepper sauce dances across the dish, doing a spicy tango with the hot tinga.
Chicken tinga tacos. A gift from Dos Santos to your taste buds.
Sweet!
Yummy. This is delicious.
The zigzag red chipotle sauce. Oh yeah, I might dump my boyfriend.
Their chicken tinga tacos are the taco of the town. But chicken tinga also knows how to unwind. Check out the chilication.
Chilication is just kind of the slang on chilaquiles.
Layer on layer of flavor.
There's nothing better than chilication.
The Dos Santos take on chilaquiles starts with a crispy, crunchy flavor base.
We get some freshly fried chips, which we fry every day in-house.
Chris gives them a seasoned toss, then whips up a spicy sauce. Garlic, onion, and tomatoes get a big boost with the broth from the chicken tinga.
It's nice smoky tomatoey broth, full of chicken goodness. Look at that. You see all that kind of thickness? That's the beautiful chicken juice that's broken down. So nice.
He adds chipotles, jalapenos, and cilantro, stems and all.
I love this sauce. It's really simple. Everything is blended up in the blender and then just fried in a hot pan. Beautiful.
The color of Colorado gets poured over that mountain of chips.
Now we're gonna put that chicken tinga dish right over the top of our beautiful chips and sauce.
Nothing goes better with chicken than chicken in the shell.
Hear that? We're cooking, this is real.
Those good eggs go on top, Then a sprinkle of onions and cheese, a zigzag of roasted red pepper sauce, and a surprising pile of fried leeks.
These are unbelievable. They're nutty, they're earthy, they're a little bit of crispy texture, and they look absolutely amazing.
With a bright freshness finale.
You got it, Chilacation.
It has a really great accent of cilantro with a couple eggs on it, but the meat is really what ties the whole thing in together.
Oh, that crunch. Wow. Oh my God. Still.
The chips have a little kick, and then when you tie in the sauce with the chicken and the seasoning, it's a really flavorful, really delicious dish.
There's like a spicy sauce that goes on before everything else. And then you get a nice little bit of like crunch from the fried leeks on top. Those are my favorite.
This Chilacation is my vacation from life.
For things to do in Denver when you're dedicated to chicken, these two saints of the kitchen bring heaven to earth at Dos Santos.
Hashtag Dos Santos rocks.
Outdoor fowl feast worthy of America's finest city. The cluck stops here at Crack Shack.
We feel that our chicken is somewhat addictive.
What are you gonna get here, right? It's obvious.
You meet people, you make friends in line. It's such a fun atmosphere.
We love the Crack Shack!
Chicken.
For their next creation, Crack Shack answers a question few have asked. If tuna is the chicken of the sea, then what's the seafood of the chicken?
Fried chicken oysters is this awesome little part that's right on the back of the thigh. There's only 2 pieces per bird. It's a succulent little piece. We pull out these chicken oysters and we fry them.
Would you call it the best part of the chicken?
I don't discriminate with any parts of the bird. It's all delicious, but I do think the chicken oyster is a part that people don't know about that's ultra delicious.
A flavor soak makes them ultra delicious.
We've marinated them in a combination of buttermilk and pickle juice. Whoa, pickle juice, that's kind of insane, but the brine from pickles gives us acidity, salt, mustard seed, coriander, dill, all of these great flavors.
They're starting to look just like their namesake.
This chicken oyster, it actually looks like a real oyster. That's why they call them oysters. A very clever person who was like, wait a second, that looks like an oyster. And a great idea was born.
He dredges the oysters in a special flour.
Karaji flour is a potato starch that's been seasoned with soy and garlic and ginger. Potato starch is gonna allow us to fry it longer, get a darker, deeper crust on the chicken oysters. It's time to fry them up.
After the hot oil comes the hot sauce, made from vinegar and fermented chilies.
Really aggressive flavors, and the butter rounds those out a little bit. Also, the butter adds fat to the sauce, and that's gonna coat the chicken when it comes out of the fryer.
A good toss in the sauce, followed by a gorgeous garnish.
Orange carrots and the green herbs, the white cotija, all serves the purpose of increasing the flavor amplitude of this dish.
Truly, this chicken dish is your oyster.
Crack Shack's chicken oyster is the best part of a chicken that you've never heard of.
He elevated the chicken and the egg to the rightful perch, like a spicy heaven.
It's got a little kick to it. Definitely got the fattier, moister meat inside. Way better than a regular chicken tender.
Tender, juicy, amazing piece of chicken. This is outstanding.
Fake oysters. They're not really oysters. They're chicken.
Nope. Absolutely, hands down, love them. Phenomenal.
With surprising dishes and a vibe on the sunny side, Crack Shack has got San Diego rocked.
I was gonna say something really foul.
One of the main notches on America's fried chicken belt is Norman, Mississippi. Population 1,800.
I love Lorman, and I can't think of a better place to be. Lorman is country, and they got a country boy cooking chicken here too.
It's just a great atmosphere to come and enjoy the world's best chicken.
Mr. D, the man behind this delectable dish, puts all his deep-fried know-how into the legendary Golden Bird you can only get at the Old Country Store.
It's just amazing to step into an old country store setting with this absolutely delicious food and feel like you're in the atmosphere from before your time.
This whole building is over 100 years old. It's been the bank, the post office, telegraph office, telephone office, bus depot, train station, ballroom. And then one day they got lucky. They got me. They call me Mr. D.
As word spread among chicken aficionados about this tiny town between Jackson and New Orleans, Mr. D got to thinking.
There ain't much chicken in the north, so I must have the best fried chicken in the world.
Oh, it's definitely in the conversation. Mr. D's Heavenly Fried Chicken. Forget the biscuit. This combo comes with the Davis family's famous cornbread. It's a perfect sidekick for that crispy chicken.
And my grandmother taught my mama, and my mama taught me. This is the perfect complement to my chicken.
He gets cracking, whipping in oil and milk.
This cornbread here is different. I put onions and bell peppers in.
The coarse ground cornmeal mixture moves into some muffin tins.
Grandmama was a cornbread cooking queen.
While the cornbread cooks to perfection, he shares another gift from Grandma.
This is fried chicken. Plain old fried chicken. The best fried chicken in the world.
The top tip to take away from Mr. D's years of feathered to fried experience? Always spring for the fresh chicken.
This is the freshest bird that I can buy. And I can't get the moisture in the frozen chicken that you get in fresh chicken.
It gets coated in Grandma's special seasoning.
And she put a dash of this little secret ingredient on the chicken. And she told me, don't tell nobody. People in our church raved about it.
What's in it?
A little this and a little that. And a whole lot of love.
He flours the fowl and fries it with more love.
I love my job. You know, I can't think of a better job to have.
You'd crow too if you had chicken this good. It's the perfect poultry pairing. Sunny cornbread singing back up to crispy pieces of gold.
Man, somebody's gonna have a really, really, really good time with this chicken here.
And there you have it, the best fried chicken
in the world.
It looks like heaven. I'm so excited to eat this. I love the crust, and it's so tender and juicy.
Normally, you can either have a really crunchy chicken or a really juicy chicken, and somehow Mr. D figured out how to do both.
Nanny, he has got you beat.
It's a tie.
I tell you what, you can just make sure they cook some more because I hadn't finished yet.
The chicken is so good. It's amazing. It is the best fried chicken in the world.
Mr. D will have you singing for your supper at the old country store. From Mississippi, with love.
Grandmama, 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 grandmama.
That's good chicken.
Not far from Hartford, Connecticut, in historic Plainville, there's a 200-year-old tavern where you can taste the chicken that proved to our forefathers that leaving England was the right move.
This has been around forever, for ages, really. It's like since the beginning of America.
George Washington was in the area. Thomas Jefferson is rumored to have actually stayed here.
If old Tommy were... And the chicken that keeps him coming? J. Timothy's famous dirt wings.
People will come into our restaurant and look at our menu and see dirt wings and get a little nervous at first, but I promise you there's no dirt in our sauce.
I trust you. The sauce starts with 2 sauces, each with their own secrets. All we know about the first one is it has a bit of sweet, and the second...
But it's got a little bit more heat than the first one, so it gives it a little bit more of a jolt than the thicker sauce.
What's the magic ingredient that does that?
It's one of the secrets in our sauce, so I'm not going to tell you what kind it is.
Fair enough. The heat is tempered with sweet ketchup.
The pineapple juice will add a little tartness and a little zing to the sauce.
Some sugar and garlic, and yeah, is that what I think it is?
Who doesn't love melted butter?
Answer, nobody. Fun fact, dirt wings were affectionately named after a favorite customer.
We nicknamed him Dirt because he was as old as dirt. He would talk and get distracted from his food, and they would get cold. We re-sauced them for him, and I would take his cold wings and put them back in the hot oil, and here's Dirt's wings. Dirt's wings are ready. Dirt wings, dirt wings, dirt wings, and that's how the name stuck.
That first frying seals in the flavor and gets those wings cooking.
You want the wings to be completely covered, so when they get reintroduced into the oil, the whole wing is caramelized and dirted, if you will.
The second fry is all about that crunchy first bite.
So now we're going from dirty to really dirty. Some might even say filthy.
A bit more of that dirtiness, and I'm blushing.
Dirt wings, a bit of wing history at J. Timothy's.
My tongue is watering right now. Although it looks kind of crispy, it's juicy because it's double fried. The flavor is just incredible.
There's something sweet that comes just before you get the bite.
It's the buffalo.
You cannot go wrong with this hot sauce. It's literally heaven.
It might be in the mustache, it might be on the fingers, but it's all worth it at the end.
For tavern dwellers yearning for a more comforting cluck, try the chicken pot pie.
Because we're an old tavern, our chicken pot pie is about as classic as you can get. It's a very traditional dish.
This throwback starts with boneless chicken breast, followed by carrots, onions, and celery.
Right now I can really smell the celery. And
historically great chicken at J. Timothy's Tavern. Pizza plus Chicago equals deep dish, right? Not necessarily. It's about to be the well-sung hero of Reno's take on a buffalo chicken pizza, the Oasis 01. The focus is on the fowl for this pizza, and owner Jason Norman. Those fried chicken thighs are too good to only be put on a pizza. Grab one on a bun, hun, with the pine.
So we're gonna make our house-made pickles, because everything made in-house tastes better.
Vinegar and both varieties of sugar are the base.
I've got a mixture of mustard seeds, cayenne pepper, I've got fennel seeds that are crushed, a couple other things in there for you.
Super slim slices of cucumber get their pickle on overnight. Then, Jason slices open a steaming hot Trinity bun.
Trinity bun is a mixture of green pepper, garlic, and onion baked into a brioche roll. Just brings more flavor to the sandwich.
He melts 2 thick slices of provolone over a thunderously large thigh.
Oh yeah, almost as cheesy as I am. Got our house-made pickles on there. This adds like a nice sour component to it. And then we've got the hot honey here that's gonna add that sweet, spicy touch.
You really can't have too much hot honey.
The pine, the best chicken sandwich you'll ever have.
Oh my God, that's good.
Fried chicken's always great, but if you don't have the juice, it's not worth it. It's got pretty amazing, like, honey kind of aftertaste.
Fried breading's phenomenal, but it's a sweet and savory together that I think makes it a delicious sandwich.
The pickles are really good, and the honey on the sandwich really brings out the whole southern thing. It must be a very big chicken. These are really big
thighs, yeah.
Reno in Chicago's Logan Square is definitely doing chicken right. Just ask our new friend, who's got some final thoughts.
I think any chicken lover, if they call themselves a chicken lover, could come to Reno and say, wow, it's good chicken.
Anyone can find great southern fried chicken in the Carolinas or Georgia, but we kept heading south, like all the way south to Miami Beach, Florida.
It was more known for sushi and bikinis and hanging out at the beach.
One such bird found its way into a classic dish with a refreshing twist: chicken and watermelon and waffles. So make sure to add this to your South Beach diet. A plate featuring some crispy fried Florida fowl served up by the good peeps at Yardbird. Hope you're feeling clucky. We're off to Las Vegas. Forget the odds. It's always winner chicken dinner on the Strip at Caesar's Palace. This space-age shrine to Northern Chinese cuisine is masterful at 2 things: chicken and noodles.
Northern part is colder, so it's produce a lot of wheat that we are specialized in noodle dishes.
That may seem like the farthest thing from feathers, but hand-pulled noodles and chicken come together in the northern Chinese cuisine of Beijing noodle number 9. Chef Li is fluent in the languages of Mandarin and flavor. Hailing from China's capital, he brings the authentic hometown flavor to all his dishes, like the Beijing chicken and mushroom with hand-pulled noodles. Pulling noodles is not an Olympic sport yet, but Chef Li's technique is world-class. He'll go through these motions more than 50 times to get them ready.
所以呢，现在呢，我教大家呢，做这个菜呢。
He makes a 5-fragrance oil infused with garlic, ginger, scallions, star anise, and Szechuan peppercorns.
所以这些香料放在一起呢，组合呢是一个最佳的组合。所以呢，你看有八角，它有特殊的八角的香味。
That tingling feeling on your tongue is caused by a molecule found in the peppercorn. Science.
现在这个油就已经炸好了，你们看，现在这个颜色都已经变黄了，这个油的香气也都出来了，啊，非常的香啊，这油。
The chef gets the pan prepped for the chicken, seasoning it with wine, salt, egg, and cornstarch.
我们这个油呢，听到了梆梆的响声，就 OK 了，梆梆梆梆梆梆。
That's as good as any kitchen timer. Let's get that chicken in the pan.
我这个动作呢，就是要把这个鸡呢给它打开，让它一片一片的。
Complementing the chicken in the dish is the variety of mushrooms in that sauce: oyster, shiitake, and butter.
这3种菇呢，各有不同的味道，它们组合在一起呢，是非常有特色的，这个香味儿非常特色。
Chicken broth bathes those mushrooms in chickeny goodness. Then the rest of the spices get stirred in, along with some cornstarch for thickening.
给它打碎一点。OK。
The egg adds richness, and that fragrant oil brings spicy aroma and flavor.
这个面呢，是我们拉好的那个拉面。
Chef Li strains, drains, and maintains his beloved noodles, which are ready to meet the rest of the dish.
品尝我们的非常美味的蘑菇鸡打卤面。
Super hearty and flavorful. Got a little bit of that Chinese numbing spice, that Szechuan, which is great.
The chicken, it's really flavorful.
And these noodles, so bomb.
This is killer. I love it. Nailed it. Noodled it.
Chef Li goes all in on this next example of Chinese chicken craft, the crunchy, savory, salt and pepper chicken. It starts by marinating the bird in a briny cocktail of soy sauce and wine.
搅拌均匀了以后呢，我们把它倒在这个。
That house-made tempura batter coats every part of the chomp-worthy chicky bits.
炸粉还有玉米淀粉和出来的，到时候炸进去放在油里以后呢，它发成很大的一个泡。
And special care is taken to make sure that bird comes up aces.
把它打开，一粒一粒的要它。好了，现在这鸡呢已经熟了，等再炸它就很硬的。
Twice fried means double the crunch. Then, Chef Li sautés dried and fresh chilies along with veggies and herbs. The crunch factor increases yet again with cracker crumbs. Next, the chicken has a stirring experience in the wok. It all gets laid out on the luckiest plate in town.
这就是我们的椒盐鸡。
It's so crunchy and juicy at the same time. It's perfect.
It's nice and spicy, just like I like it.
I would consider myself a bit of a chicken connoisseur. Oh, wow, that's delicious. There's a whole lot more going on here than salt and pepper.
I love the peppers in here. It's super intense flavor.
Crunchy, delectable, delicious.
For high-rolling chicken flavor, place your bets on Beijing noodle number 9.
Las Vegas, baby. Beijing noodle number 9.
Why are there so many ways to enjoy chicken? On that question, we may never get to the other side. Good recipes are like good looks. You get them from your parents. When great restaurants get passed down from one generation to the next, Flavor follows in the family footsteps.
My mom was a great chef.
Working with my dad is a love-hate relationship.
As my grandfather would have said, woo, she's spicy.
Food Paradise is passing those tasty traditions on to you.
I want to make sure that I just honor his legacy.
In Texas, cooking barbecue is an art form, and the Mona Lisa you gotta master to be successful is brisket. For 3 generations now, the Miller family name has been synonymous with quality Q. And carrying the pitmaster's torch in Austin at One Barbecue is Leanne Miller.
They have absolutely changed the barbecue game in Texas.
You can't outrun your roots, and barbecue is rooted in the Miller family. We might be the barbecue mafia.
Leanne learned at the elbow of her father, Bobby.
Dad smelled like barbecue when I was a baby, and that's the only thing I've ever known. First time in barbecue that a guy got the James Beard Award, it was her dad, Bobby Miller. And Bobby we trust. Right.
That's become the mantra around here. But Leanne has actually found her own groove with barbecue that differs from her dad's.
My father was hot and fast, we're low and slow.
She has played off of the learnings from her dad, but this is a lot of her own recipes, her own style, her own technique, which is huge.
We're talking line out the door, get it before it's gone huge.
It's 100 degrees outside. People are standing in line, 40 people deep. Before you get to the air-conditioned, there's another half an hour line.
Luckily, we got cutsies, so we can skip right to feasting our eyes on some of Leanne's brisket. Shouldering the brisket burden in the kitchen is Leanne's wife, Allie Clem, who gives us the rundown on her rubdown. First, Allie lays down a mixture of mustard and pickle juice.
Not too much, not too little, but you just want the seasoning to be able to stick.
Then the rub is scientifically applied to ensure an equal coating.
We've got salt, pepper, and a little secret spice that I cannot tell you. It's been a secret for years, and we're gonna keep it that way. Now we're gonna smoke this for about 4 to 5 hours and then crank up the heat.
The next 11 or so hours are spent smoking over the locally plentiful post oak.
It is really important to us having the right wood. You know, it's a lighter smoke. You don't taste like the charcoaliness of it.
While the brisket gets cozy with some coals, Allie shares the secret of their Bobby sauce, named after dear old daddy.
What family doesn't like to get sauced, right? In Texas, traditionally, you don't sauce your brisket, but for the people who do like sauce, we do make our sweet sauce to pair with our brisket.
The Bobby begins with 10 cups of caramelized sugar.
Then you've got some apple cider vinegar, Worcestershire,
salt, and plenty of pepper.
last but not least, celery seed. It's just for that extra layer of flavor.
Some ketchup rounds out the Bobby sauce, and the brisket comes off the smokers.
That smoke really sets that bark so you can get nice crispy ends, but it's still fatty and tender.
The lean and then the fatty sides get cut, and Allie arranges it on traditional Texas dinnerware. A big piece of butcher paper.
This is our brisket. It's peppery, smoky, and tender. Barbecue done right for the last 50 years.
Now that's barbecue, baby. Give me a bite.
I can see the smoke ring from here, the crust, the bark. It looks phenomenal.
It's so tender. It just melts in your mouth. It's fantastic.
You get a nice fattiness that's balanced out by the char on the outside. Something so simple, but done so well.
I'm gonna tell you what, that is some good Texas barbecue right there. It is moist and juicy.
It's a whole nother thing with the sauce. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's tangy.
You can't get better barbecue in Texas.
You only need one bite of something to know that it's worth it. And that one bite was worth the hour-and-a-half wait.
For some fun variety, try living La Fritos Loco. Allie takes a fistful of 10-hour pulled pork, some hot Bobby sauce, another hunk of chopped brisket, and a touch of tangy sauce.
Our first write-up as La Barbecue is in the New York Times for Leanne's Chipotle Slaw. Not about our meat, but about our spicy slaw.
Spicy pinto beans and pickled jalapenos crank up the thermostat.
And then we're gonna top it with cheese. So I'm gonna mix it all in there to make that cheese nice and melty. Last but not least, we put the corn chips in there.
That perfect pile of barbecue magic is stacked on a hearty potato bun.
This barbecue sandwich would make any parent proud.
That's so good. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, it's kind of like the they lost their mind and went, let's just put everything on this yummy, soft, moist bun, put barbecue sauce on it, and serve it.
It's really like hitting all my senses. The acidity from the slaw counterbalances the smokiness of the meat with the crunch of the cornflake. It's prime time.
That is so good. It's crazy how something so small like the corn chips just give it that little twist to elevate it.
It's like a to-go plate from your mama's house on a bun.
As long as Leanne Miller has the meat and the wood to smoke it, she'll continue doing her dad proud.
I want to do this every day for him because he's kind of my idol. I love that man more than anything. And I told you were going to make me cry. I want to make sure that I just honor his legacy.
La Barbecue in Austin is one tasty tradition we hope goes on for 60 more years.
We need a couple pounds to go. One with the sauce, one without the sauce.
A town like Chicago is rich in history and landmarks. So don't miss the one paying tribute to the city's proudest legacy, the Chicago hot dog.
Pretty soon we're going to take a picture with the super dogs, and the kids always love passing by and seeing them outside.
It becomes kind of a landmark for people. They see the figures on the roof winking at each other.
That wink welcomes you to Superdog.
Order up.
This darling drive-up was started in 1948 by another cute couple, Maury and Flory Berman. Now, their kids and grandkids keep it going strong.
There's about 15 of us in the family. We've been at it for 69 years, so we must be doing something right.
There's nothing in our operation that is not custom, that my mom and dad did not design 69 years ago.
Hiya, thanks for stopping. May I take your order, please?
Hey, can I order a Super Sundae?
What was to be a summer business has turned into a 69-year family-owned, family-run, multi-generational business. You can get a hot dog anywhere, but you can only get a Superdog here.
Delicious traditions make the best family memories. That's why everyone digs the Superdog. Maury's son-in-law, Don, is a master of the fundamentals.
Nice steamed poppy seed bun, traditional in Chicago. They're a little bit bigger because our dogs are bigger. Gives it a nice, soft, cozy place to rest.
Superdog made the bold decision to skip the mandatory Vienna Frank for something meatier.
It has a little bit more flavor to it, a little bit more seasoning to it. A little smokier maybe, or garlicky. We think is really the best in the city.
And here, that's really saying something. It's a citywide dog show, and the competition is fierce.
You can't get it anywhere else because it's made for us. To our recipe that we developed in 1948 when we opened. A lot of tasting and testing went into that. The whole family will taste it pretty often, like daily.
That's how Superdogs stay super. And by being snappily dressed.
A golden yellow mustard. And we're gonna spread that end to end so that you get a little bit in every bite. Our bright neon green relish, and again, that's gonna go end to end.
I think it glows like that so you can find your hot dog in the dark.
Then the white chopped Spanish onions. We're gonna take a nice slice of kosher dill pickle, place that right up on top.
A Superdog combo comes complete with a side of family tradition, plus a whole bunch of French fries.
Our fresh cut potatoes have crinkles on all four sides, carefully calculated so that they'll fry correctly.
That dynamic duo is ready to save the day.
Here's Chicago's world-famous Superdog. Come and get it.
Oh, it's a delicious hot dog. I love it. I like coming in here because of the setup. We can order and they come out. They used to come out on roller skates at one time. That's how long I've been coming out here.
The quintessential Chicago dog. It's just everything that you need from it.
It's got a good crunch to it. The mustard's great, really good relish. Tastes really good.
It's the perfectly rounded hot dog and superb.
Delicious. That's pretty much the best way I can describe it.
The perfect Chicago-style hot dog. Super good. Super dog.
No doubt Superdog has superfood.
Superdog.
But it wouldn't be where it is today without family.
We're doing our darndest, and we really care about every single thing that goes out to our customers.
For a Chicago hot dog steeped in delicious family tradition, there's no secret identity. Everyone knows it's Superdog.
Thanks for stopping.
How has this pizza kept Philadelphia vampire-free for 100 years?
The whole block smells like garlic.
The garlic gives you a good...
Let's rock on over to the residential neighborhood of Port Richmond in Northeast Philadelphia, to a local legend that's been holding it down since 1918, Tacanelli's Pizzeria.
100% the best pizza in the Philadelphia area.
Once you try this pizza, you won't want to eat pizza nowhere else.
This is like a hidden gem in Philadelphia.
Fourth-generation owner John Tacanelli and his wife Roseanne
I married a guy with a lot of dough.
aren't too many years from handing off the business to their son Giovanni. Two things really set Tacanelli's pies apart.
Our pizza is so good because it's made with love.
The oven is a big part of it.
The oven is actually a big part of this converted house, too. It's an 18-foot square brick box that cooks pizza like an old-school oil-burning furnace.
I put it on anywhere from 6.5 to 7.5 hours a day. It heats up, and then we took off the heated brick.
That residual heat and their classic family dough recipe are the backbones of everyone's favorite slice, the pepperoni pizza pie. For over 40 years, John's been doing the difficult prep work.
I just get the ingredients all ready, dump them in there, and get ready to go. It's a simple process, making the dough.
He eyeballs the flour, salt, and yeast, but the quality control comes from the water.
Comes from the Philadelphia spigot, Philadelphia's finest. You want to see how fast this thing really goes? There we go.
John knows when the dough is done by feel, and by feel, we mean punch.
I hit my hand and it bounces back. See the way it bounces back? That's when you know your dough's done.
Giovanni steps in to help dear old dad portion the dough into balls.
I could do it alone, he could do it alone, but it takes twice as long.
Well, sometimes it goes out at night and you don't make it in the morning. I do it myself.
Throw me under the bus. I'm here every day. What are you talking about?
But come evening, as the crowds gather, Giovanni goes solo in the kitchen.
We do everything by eye here. If you asked us for a concrete recipe, I couldn't give you exact liters and grams. I just couldn't do it. Just do everything by taste. A little bit of that, and then we mix it up.
He sets the edges of his dough on the table, then...
From here, I'll go to here, and basically what I'm doing is I'm balancing it on my left hand and just bouncing it and guiding it. Bounce it and guide it.
A lot of sauce, mozzarella slices, and top-shelf pepperoni provide total coverage.
I'm a big ratio guy. I want you to get a piece of pepperoni every time we take a bite. Usually in the beginning of the night, it'll take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook, very fast. And then say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's taking 10, 11, 12 minutes to cook. There's over 60 years of know-how in every bite of our pepperoni pizza pie.
Oh my God. Oh man, my mouth's celebrating very much. Mouth's having a party. Tastes good, don't it?
This pizza is amazing.
The sauce is the best sauce I ever had.
Absolutely delicious, like it always is. It's just absolutely perfect. I've eaten pizzas all over the East Coast, and there's nothing like this pizza.
Did you see there's pepperoni on every slice all around? There's no missing spots with the pepperoni. It's like love in your mouth.
This is so good, this pizza.
So you're going to eat the whole pie?
Well, no, that's beside the point.
This crispy, crusted pizza must be something special because folks just keep coming back week after week.
We have a lot of regulars.
Yes.
They say it's addictive.
I'm a regular every week for 35 years. I just walk in.
It's not just like coming in a pizza shop. It's like leaving your house and coming back into your house. It's like somebody's kitchen.
Since the 70s, Tacanelli's has been slinging the special.
It's a white pie with spinach and tomatoes.
Gio tosses the dough out and lays sliced mozzarella directly on it.
First pepper, then we'll hit it with a little bit of salt, not too much salt, and then the secret ingredient for the white pie is your garlic. It may look like a lot of garlic, but believe me, it cooks in the pie. You need this garlic. Bam, bam, bam. As much spinach as you like.
chop tomatoes in oil. Now it's this pie's time to hit the bricks.
I swear to God, you park in our parking lot, you could smell the garlic a block away. The whole block smells like garlic. It's nice and crispy. And there you go, a special white with spinach and tomato, just like Grandpa and Grandma made it.
Oh, yes. Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
That was a good bite.
Delicious. Spinach so good that even Popeye would endorse it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's just like super fresh and it's thin and crunchy.
The garlic gives you a good...
We're Italian, so that's something that we look for in a pizza is garlic. With the spinach and the tomatoes being sauteed to perfection, you don't even miss the sauce.
I feel it's healthy. I don't know if it's delusional, but it keeps me happy.
The tomatoes are phenomenal. I'm Italian, so tomatoes like run in my blood basically, so it's giving me life.
It's just such a well-formed pizza. You know, they burn the crust a little bit, makes it crispy.
I think they call this pizza the specials because it's pretty darn special.
After 100 years of feeding the neighborhood, the Tacanelli family knows their way around a pizza. What more could you say?
Do the happy dance.
Traditional Szechuan cooking so good, you may need couples counseling.
If me and these noodles were drowning, I think you'd save the noodles.
And a true Chicago original where the memories are extra crispy.
It reminds me of the old days, how things used to taste.
New York City, a melting pot where families from all over the world come to cook their native cuisine.
All of them come here for the same reason. They're coming here for the food.
Including James Tang's grandfather, Shorty, the king of the Szechuan chefs. He moved to the States in the 60s, starting a dining dynasty that eventually led to his son and grandson opening a shop named in their grandpa's honor, Shorty Tang Noodles.
Shorty Tang's is definitely the place to go for Chinese food in the city.
This is authentic Sichuan food from China. The entire menu is our family recipes. These go back beyond my grandfather. These are generational recipes that we've kept alive, that haven't changed at all.
The man maintaining those fabulous flavors is James' dad, Chen Tang.
I honestly think my dad's a phenomenal chef. It goes beyond Chinese food. I mean, he can whip up anything, and it always tastes good.
And what's the best dish on the menu? Step aside, Chop Suey. Here's the dish that put the Tangs on top. Sesame cold noodles.
This recipe is the signature dish that my grandfather brought over to the United States.
This spicy sauce starts with sesame paste and a surprising Szechuan staple, peanut butter.
It's popular, everybody uses.
Then it's another culinary curveball, adding fresh garlic to oil instead of water.
If you use water, you can mix, so you need hot oil. You can see the very smooth together. Not smooth like me.
Sugar works in tandem with the peanut butter, which is further amplified by salty soy sauce and rich sesame oil. A little chicken broth.
My last things, I put a vinegar, balance the taste. I see a lot of customers, they drink the sauce. Because so balanced, it's like a chicken soup.
Some kind of cool magic happens in the refrigerator overnight that transforms our sauce into the perfect pairing for handmade noodles.
And I do like a very nice way to touch. And I put a little fresh garlic on top of it.
And because you can't call it Szechuan without the Scoville points, he drizzles in the hot oil.
I like spicy.
Pickled cabbage and scallions sneak in alongside that beautiful Szechuan sauce.
Shorty Tang coated the sesame sauce. Our family tradition.
You know, the coldness of the noodles and the sesame sauce is a little bit spicy. It just goes together so perfectly, especially on a day where it's a little bit hot outside. This is an amazing noodle dish. It's really light, it's fluffy, beautiful layers of flavors, and they really complement each other nicely. It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Cold, delicious. You got that peanut sauce. Amazing. It's much more authentic than a lot of other Asian restaurants that I've tried. You can definitely taste the family recipe that is involved in this dish.
If me and these noodles were drowning, I think you'd save the noodles.
know, I can always come back.
We can always come back.
Shortly after Shorty's arrival in the States, he started serving a meaty creation that quickly became a family favorite: braised beef noodle soup.
As the sesame cool noodle is my grandfather's dish, the braised beef is my grandmother's dish.
Madam Tang's favorite soup begins with seasoned beef that's boiled, then browned with sugar.
Because the sugar makes it a color. You saute this beef. You see the color coming on the beef, you see that?
Chef adds garlic, ginger, and chilies for a little cha-cha-cha.
And I still saute it, make all the flavor go in there.
The fruity flavor of an orange peel perks up the senses, and soy sauce elicits umami.
I put the whole thing and the beef soup. Make beef is tender. When you're standing there, you can smell different. All the beef's flavor coming out, make you hungry.
This tasty soup is built from the garlic on up, followed by sesame oil and soy.
Then after that, I add a little more soup.
Fresh noodles find their way to the bowl, as well as some beautiful bok choy.
I do like a garnish, like a nice way to touch a little green.
Soup's up, but I think we're missing our main meat.
Where's the beef? I found the beef right here.
Get that bowl garnished, cause it's on right now.
My beef noodle soup. Takes the tradition 60 years.
There are like 3 pieces in here, which is perfect because we could all share.
The meat itself reminds me of like a classic beef stew that my mother would make, so very like home-style cooking.
It's like really tender. It's really good. I really like the texture of the noodles. It's very bouncy. The chewiness of the bok choy really complements the bounciness of the noodles. One of the best broths I've ever had. Absolutely amazing.
I have had a lot of authentic ones in Taiwan. It's very authentic. Ooh.
And they say if you don't slurp, then it's insulting. So, you know, no shame in my slurping. Let's go, ladies. Wow, that's amazing.
For flavors developed over 3 generations, Shorty Tang never comes up short.
I'm sad about the fact that she took the last piece of meat.
Okay, I split it.
Chicago's food traditions run as deep as their pizza. That goes on the bird, and take it away, Gus.
The family that chickens together stays together.
The family that chicks together.
Chickens together.
OMG, as the young people say. So I want to use other words, but oh my God.
As soon as you bite into it, you just get a rush of this sweet, savory feeling.
It actually tastes like my nickname. It's the sizzle.
Sauciness never skips a generation at Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus.
Bam, Uncle Remus.
Bam. Bam. All right.
In San Diego, taste the Italian traditions that go beyond known as meatballs.
This is the most flavorful dish that I have on this menu.
Wow.
From Oak Park to Ocean Beach, San Diego is one pretty city. And a neighborhood that tastes as good as it looks is their very own Little Italy. It's here where you can find one family's ode to the old country, Barbusa.
I was born in Sicily and I came to the United States at 9 years old. My mom was a great chef, so I was always in the kitchen with her.
And Joe is passing that tasty torch on to the next generation. How many family members work here exactly?
We have Joe, my mom, Peter, Joey, Vincy, Sal, Peter, Michael. It's a big family. We're all involved. And it's amazing that we have the ability to continue this lifelong tradition.
There's plenty of restaurants, but what not everybody has is the family atmosphere, and we take pride in that.
That family atmosphere carries into the kitchen, where Joe's nephew Nino gets to the meat of the matter with their hearty pork chop, the maiale.
We take old Sicilian dishes and make them with a new modern twist.
A little olive oil, some sliced onions, and we're off.
This smell reminds me like if I was in my grandma's kitchen. And I use the same wooden spoon she uses.
Instead of a more traditional base like mashed potatoes, Nino goes for a different vegetable.
This cauliflower that I'm using here, I've already steamed al dente. Smash it down a little bit like this. Saute it a little bit so it absorbs the flavors in the pan.
Using the water the cauliflower was cooked in adds body.
It's making a nice sauce. It's also cooking the cauliflower still.
Then he adjusts the brightness 2 ways. First, with the saffron.
There is only one thing that tastes like saffron, and that's saffron. It's a nice, fresh, pleasant taste. Currants are like a raisin. They're a little smaller. The flavor is more intensified. Delicious.
Candied pine nuts bring a sweet, crunchy dimension. A perfect match for some spicy spice and herby herbs.
Next, we're gonna add the Calabrian chilies, which are gonna give it that nice kick at the end. Italian parsley has a great flavor, a nice freshness.
Cauliflower accomplished, Nino jumps on the chopper.
It's a pork tomahawk. Tomahawk meaning that it's gonna have a longer bone. It's gonna have a lot more flavor. See those beautiful grill marks? And that flavor's all inside there.
Satisfied with the sear, he stirs up some sauce.
This sauce that we have here is called somorillo, and that is a typical Sicilian sauce that is used for pork or steak.
This Italian cousin to chimichurri has the chilies and parsley mixing with white balsamic vinegar and honey.
This is so colorful and so nice. It smells incredible.
Everything's go for this Sicilian cotillion. That cauliflower puree goes down and the chop sits on top.
Next, we're gonna add our somorillo sauce. This smells so good and it looks so colorful. This is the most flavorful dish that I probably have on this menu. And this is Barbusa's maiale, the best pork chop you're gonna find anywhere. As my grandfather would have said, mi che buono.
Delicious.
Oh, it's good. It's really tender. Fantastic, actually.
The cauliflower is so good. You can taste the currant.
Wow. It has Calabrian chilies, which give it that extra spice. The cauliflower balances perfectly with the pork.
The Italian chimichurri brings out the flavor of the pork.
And this sauce is delicious. What is that again?
That sauce is the somorillo sauce.
Yeah, that's good.
Joe's son Joey carries on tradition with a house special pasta.
Today we're gonna be making a netto and riccio, which is our squid ink pasta here at Barbusa.
If you had sauteed garlic in the first ingredient pool,
that smell is fantastic.
You win.
We are going to add head-on shrimp.
White wine deglazes the pan and summons the past.
Wow, just the wine and the garlic just takes me back home. All these memories.
He spikes it with more Calabrian chilies, and shrimp stock adds an essence of the ocean. Then Joey rolls out the jet black squid ink noodles.
This pasta is wonderful, and it adds an extra dimension of fish to this dish.
This next ingredient requires a deep dive.
Wonderful sea urchins in Sicily. Our grandfather used to actually fish for these. The flavor is just fantastic. We're gonna add a few of these to the dish. Give it a quick little toss. Wonderful pasta here. Wow. These aromas are just fantastic. From our family to yours, Barbusa special, netto and riccio. Buon appetito.
You taste the fresh fish, you taste the homemade pasta, which is amazing.
Look at the shrimp.
Wow.
So good.
The pasta's homemade. It's absolutely delicious.
The texture is perfect, al dente. Really good. Paired with the texture of the sea urchin, it's perfect.
Squid ink pasta, the fresh shrimp, they're so juicy and they're delicious.
When in San Diego, do as the locals do and head for the friendly place that feels like family. Little Italy's Barbusa.
Makes you feel Italian.
Salud.
In LA, multi-generation Mexican classics so good, they make you want to sing.
Grandma would be proud.
In a city of transplants like LA, you can get lonesome for that family connection. So a friendly place like La Fogata in Sherman Oaks fills your tummy and your heart.
The best Mexican food in LA.
Anywhere, anywhere.
Doesn't get more family business than this. She saw a taco truck one day across from her work and said, you know what, I can do this.
She is Donna Maria. She brought all her family's recipes when she came to California. And 40 years later, her legacy lives on, as grandsons Ram and Shant haven't changed a thing. If you can't decide on one dish, go for a classic combo, like Lucky Combination Number 7.
The combination number 7 is a whole lot of food. We got the taco, we got the enchilada, the rice, the beans. Probably gonna have to take a nap after.
You can get your enchilada stuffed to your specifications, but the brothers recommend the beefy machaca, which is as much fun to eat as it is to say. Fresh flank steak mellows in a simmering stew pot.
That's how Grandma used to do it back in her house. We'd always smell the machaca when it was ready. Do you guys smell what I smell? It's machaca time.
The beef gets so tender, it practically shreds apart when you look at it.
All we gotta do is just tease it up like this. You can't have dry beef. Not with machaca. Grandma would put me in the corner.
La Fagata's machaca gets a rich sauce made from onions, peppers, and tomatoes.
You don't want to cook the tomatoes too much. Color, vibrance, makes a big difference.
He then adds salt, garlic, and the big flavor driver, bay leaf.
Ese es delicioso. Que sabrosa. Smells just like when I was a kid.
All that goes into a warm, homemade flour tortilla.
Make sure you get every single bit in there, and then we'll just wrap this up like this for our enchilada.
Top it off with a traditional salsa roja.
Gotta love the red sauce. Can't have enough of it.
And plenty of melty cheddar.
She looks ready.
By my calculations, we're still one taco short of a combo platter. Let's do chicken. Crispy, por favor.
We first boil the chicken with the skin on, add salt to it after we boil it. We shred it just like our machaca.
Here's how Shant makes sure his corn tortillas retain a taco-like shape during the crisping process.
Who doesn't love a fried taco?
That's gonna be a nice texture contrast with our tender enchilada.
No one likes a soggy taco. It's gotta be crispy.
He finishes decorating with produce and cheese, and we're ready to party.
And there you have it, our combo number 7, traditional Mexican cuisine from my family to yours.
This is so good. I mean, this whole combination plate is really, really delicious. It tastes like a stew wrapped in a tortilla. It's just so good.
Lots of cheese, lots of beef. The beef is just so tender. This is just incredible.
The hard shell taco is my favorite, and my favorite is this hard shell taco. Crunchy, the chicken is tender.
This taco is so good that it feels like it's smiling at me, and I'm smiling back.
It makes me this happy.
For authentic family-style Mexican food in the heart of the San Fernando Valley, come gather round La Fagata.
Believe me, if you haven't been here, come here. You will be hooked forever.
You say Caribbean, I say Caribbean. Let's call the whole thing delicious.
All delicious.
Seattle wouldn't seem like a destination for life-changing Caribbean sandwiches, but Proud Papa Lorenzo got the city hooked. These days, his sons Julian and Lucas carry on the tradition at Un Bien.
The dad was running it, now the brothers got it, the sons got it.
The sons are doing a really great job.
And brought the legacy to a whole brand new generation.
We started Un Bien with the recipes that were handed down from our father. And he suggested Un Bien, which is the good. And in Cuban slang, it means like I did you a solid, I did you a favor.
Tell Dad we owe you one, because the tastes at Un Bien somehow scratch both food itches. For the familiar, yet novel.
Our flavor is basically Caribbean Latino, but we do borrow spices and other ingredients from other parts of the world. So we do have a good kind of fusion recipe going on.
One thing that has locals lining up is the Northwest's most succulent sandwich, the Caribbean roast.
It has a little bit of everything. It's got the sweet, the sour, it's got the savory. It covers all the bases.
And these bros know that an heir of the unknown can help a legacy become a legend. And their approach to their dishes is shrouded in mystery.
6 ounces of I'm never gonna tell you. And then we stir in about 3 cups of please stop asking me. And then we really wrap it up with don't ever talk about this again.
But the brothers break it down as much as possible.
And what we do is we use pork butts, which has got a decent amount of the fat in it, which is a requirement, especially for roasting.
A slow roasting process keeps that meat tender.
Half a day later, we're ready to rock.
I mean, this is slow roasted to perfection. This is some good pork right here.
Anything else you want to tell us about that?
No, because it contains secrets.
One thing these guys are not so shy about is their onions.
We use colossals. The flavor's not so intense. It doesn't take over the actual taste of the sandwich. I'm gonna develop a very, very light sear. All the sugars are gonna collect. And then when I pull them out to let them cool, the oils and the heat are actually gonna complete the cooking process.
As the onions caramelize, the sandwich starts with a solid foundation. A baguette from a local bakery toasted on both sides.
Got a little of that secret aioli. Chopped cilantro. A little pinch of it. Sliced pickled jalapenos. Perfectly cooked Caribbean roast. Caramelized onions. Finally topped off with a little slice of romaine lettuce. Come and taste the best kept secret in America. Our Un Bien Caribbean roast.
It's really a very unique, I'll call it Caribbean soul food like.
Fantastic. Pork. I haven't seen onions like this. They're delicious. It makes the sandwich.
Spicy aioli, there's sweetness, there's cilantro. It's the perfect combination.
All delicious. Even the bread is just the perfect bite each time.
The onions are amazing. I think they're my favorite part.
It's tasty, it's right, and it's good for the kicking.
In the kitchen, we're all ears for the flame-tastic flavors of their fire-roasted corn.
An ingenious idea by our dad. Put it down, knife on top, and you roll it, and then you just grab and peel, and it gives you a nice little handle.
This is where growing up in a restaurant family comes in handy. If you need a piece of equipment, you just build it.
I threw this little rig together because it actually makes the corn a little bit sweeter when I'm gonna open a fire like this.
How Lucas knows just when the corn is ready is another thing that remains undisclosed at Un Bien.
Got our corn roasted perfectly here. Nice little char on the exterior. Kernels are ready to pop is where we want it to be. I'm gonna start with our house aioli.
After a generous slathering, the flavors rain down.
Next, we do the grated Parmesan, all sides, top to bottom. Chopped cilantro, a little bit of color, my favorite. A little bit of the smoked paprika. This brings in that savory flavor you really want. A little lime, a little flair to it, and then a little bit of salt.
That's one way to get a city to eat its vegetables.
Un Bien's fire roasted corn. Come and get it.
Woo! This corn looks so good. Oh my gosh.
It's cheesy and spicy all at the same time. It's amazing.
With the lime, with the cilantro, it being fire roasted.
Oh, it's insane.
Cilantro and the Parmesan is just so good.
The word's going round the Puget Sound about a new generation of flavor and fun. Come visit the Lorenzo brothers, the secretive chefs behind Un Bien.
This right here is a Washington tradition, and I'm gonna keep on coming here.
Family-owned restaurants are a link to the past and a gate to the future, where we're all part of the extended family of food lovers. When you're talking classic combinations, good things come in twos.
It just works well together.
Made for each other. It's a wonderful combination.
These are your favorite palate-pleasing partnerships.
So creamy, so hearty.
Bigger and better.
So like buttery and good.
It's juicy, it's messy, it's exactly what I want.
Duos that have withstood the taste test of time.
It's so good.
Spot on.
Wow.
Forget about it.
And when food paradise pals up with some of your favorite pairs, it's
The perfect combo.
Since the Harlem Renaissance helped remake New York City in the 1920s, soul food has been a staple.
Fantastic neighborhood, wonderful city within a city.
But no one cooks the classic cuisine quite like French-trained chef Carlos Swepson in his brownstone bakery.
There is absolutely, positively nothing better than Boulevard Bistro.
I've been involved in the restaurant business since I met this young man here.
The first Thanksgiving that we met, I cooked dinner for her entire family.
I couldn't leave him after that.
She's tried, but she couldn't.
Let's just say deliciously different. This self-proclaimed rub fanatic mixes Cajun spice and brown sugar cast iron pan.
You're seeing some nice caramelizations of the sugars. You're seeing the spices really coming together. You can smell this. Oh, man, you'll be in love right now.
The chopped chars in the oven while chef cooks up a batch of black-eyed peas with black-eyed peas plated. Here comes that crispy pork chop.
Pork chop walking in with a mac and cheese.
Carlos's childhood spent cooking by his grandma's side in Mississippi inspired him to create his renaissance of richness. 7-cheese macaroni.
I was like, do you really have to do 7? But when you put it all together, then with the bacon, and then you have the crispiness on the top, yeah.
After stirring butter, milk, and cream into a bechamel.
Oh, it's my kitchen, so I can make a mess.
This chef is not shy with the cheese.
Gruyere, Munster, American, Monterey Jack, aged cheddar, yellow cheddar, so delicious.
Melt, my pretties. Carlos eschews traditional elbows and covers curly cavatappi pasta with our supreme creaminess.
You got the pasta mixed in with the cheese sauce, then it's gonna get baked.
Hold on there, chef. Our cheese count is stuck at 6.
I know you thought I forgot about the 7th cheese. Finish it with some beautiful shaved Parmesan, just like that.
He also adds applewood smoked bacon before it's baked to ultimate bubbliness.
Looking beautiful. 7-cheese mac and cheese. It's the 7th wonder of the world.
Wow.
Look at the cheese, oh my goodness. Mm.
The mac and cheese by itself would be wonderful, but you throw in the bacon, it gets better. This is far better than anything I've had growing up.
With the Swepson's sweet new take on soul food standards, Boulevard Bistro exudes old school love.
Can we share the food? Is that all right? No?
Serious fried chicken lovers know to head south for the winter or any other time of year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Round about Raleigh, North Carolina, they flock to Beasley's Chicken and Honey, a combo that is a classic in the making.
It just adds that little bit of richness to it. You get the warm and fuzzy. It's just that little bit of sweetness.
Beasley's is one of our go-tos here in Raleigh. The food is always amazing.
Everyone needs that Southern comfort food, whether they're a tourist or they live here.
Chef and owner Ashley Christensen came by this sweet and savory powerhouse honestly.
My mother is an incredible Southern cook. Her grandmother taught her how to fry chicken, and my father, when I was a child, was a hobbyist beekeeper, so the two came together very naturally for me.
About as naturally as this next classic combo of two soul food soulmates, chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles up.
I've got some chicken that we've brined for about 19 hours in a mix of water, salt, and sugar.
She gives that a solid Southern buttermilk dunk.
I like buttermilk because it's got a little bit of tanginess to it. It also creates a relationship with the flour and helps to get kind of crunchy and puffy.
The chicken dives right into that special relationship with the unseasoned flour.
This is something my mom used to do in a brown paper bag and just add the flour and shake the chicken around to get it into all the edges. We'll do this just by tossing the bowl.
The reason for the unseasoning is the big bad flavor boosting box next to her, the pressure fryer.
A great benefit of the pressure fryer is that the brine sort of gets pushed in to the batter and then it naturally seasons that great crispy, craggly exterior of the fried chicken.
She swiftly shakes it off, then slowly lowers it into the bubbling oil to seal the deal. final rest while Ashley turns to the chicken's partner in sublime, the waffle.
My dad was a truck driver when I was a kid, so we spent a lot of time in little diners and places that celebrate waffles.
She mixes flour with the fabulous baking boys, powder, and soda. She whips together eggs, then whole milk and melted butter.
We're just gonna grab a big scoop of it and pop it right on the iron. Just a little bit of butter mixed with local honey. And I'm gonna rub that right onto the warm waffle.
She wings it on the chicken placement.
I've got a little bit of local honey, and I'm just gonna drizzle that right over the top, just like we would on every order of fried chicken here at Beasley's. These chicken and waffles are made for each other.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna love this.
Oh my God. This is incredible. Everything about it. It's perfectly fried, perfectly juicy. The waffle is perfectly fluffy.
The waffle is definitely my favorite part. They've made me a believer today. This waffle is excellent.
It's a wonderful combination of textures.
The crunch with the softness, and then you got the honey and the syrup.
You get the saltiness and the juicy chicken, and then you get the light, kind of sweet waffle. It's just a perfect combination.
Dessert is another chance to dig on a quintessential combination at Beasley's. Apple pie a la mode.
That's the only way to eat apple pie, is with some ice cream.
The minister of pies at Beasley's is executive pastry chef Andrew Ullum.
These are Shizuka apples. They're a lot like a Granny Smith, but they're a little bit sweeter.
He does the old peel and slice.
Now what we're gonna do is put some sugar on the apples.
And coats them in brown and white sugar, and of course, cinnamon.
Those other classic combinations that are kind of a match made in heaven, you just really can't go wrong with apples and cinnamon.
He lets those apples macerate or soften up before a quick pre-cook. The juice in the pan gets deglazed in a caramel sauce that gets mixed back in.
There's a lot of steps here, but it's totally worth it.
Andrew mixes the cooled apples with some apple butter, and after giving the crust a crispifying egg wash, weaves a fancy lattice top.
The egg white helps it brown evenly, it keeps it nice and shiny, but it also helps a little bit of raw sugar stick. The raw sugar adds a little bit of subtle sweetness and makes it nice and crunchy.
Only one way to top a slice this perfect, a scoop of pure vanilla ice cream.
This mouthwatering match never goes out of style.
I love apple pie, and the apple slices in it just sets it off. It's excellent.
It's so good.
Vanilla flavor in it, awesome. Perfect amount of cinnamon. Sugar crust on top is out of the world. Awesome. I feel like I'm winning at life today.
The classic Southern comfort combos at Beasley's Chicken and Honey will leave you with a belly full of happiness. If you asked which Midwestern city is home to the best classic Italian combos, St. Louis would say, it's a me. Specifically, one certain neighborhood.
If you want authentic Italian, you come to the Hill in St. Louis.
Even more specifically,
you have to come to Charlie Gito's.
That's the beauty of it. You feel like you're home and it's family.
I learned how to cook from my mother, my grandmother, and I keep that tradition alive as much as I can. That's what we do here at Charlie Gito's.
Charlie practically grew up in this building.
My father was a maitre d' here. I would come and visit my father, and they'd put me to work. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it, and I always knew someday that I would own this place.
Now he's making dreams come true for his carb-happy customers with perennially popular pairings like spaghetti and meatballs.
I don't know how you could say that there's a better combination when you talk about an Italian dish.
Charlie gets rolling on some bocce ball-sized meatballs.
I use 3 types of meat just to throw dimensions of flavor within the meatball and texture.
The tasty trio of beef, veal, and pork say buongiorno to some freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano.
Now we add a really nice amount of this because we want this flavor to permeate the meat and just be in every bite of the meatball that you taste.
You got your chopped onions, your chopped garlic, house-made breadcrumbs, and something to hold it all together.
We add our eggs, This binds the various meats all together to make a beautiful, delicious, moist, can't get enough of meatball.
And with meatballs, size matters.
I could still hear my mom when I used to make these. She used to say, hey, Charlie, you're not making footballs. I have a tendency to make them bigger than what you usually would make them.
While those cook, our pasta partner enters the scene.
We've got fresh handmade noodles. When I eat spaghetti or pasta, I look for the texture, the freshness.
Finally, going over the top, a rich family recipe red sauce that was several hours and a few generations in the making.
Spaghetti and meatballs, the perfect combination, only at Charlie Gito's on the hill.
That's my grandmother right there.
Can't get any better than spaghetti and meatballs. That's a classic.
That's fantastic. Yeah. The veal and the pork in this meatball just sticks out. Oh, it's unbelievable.
The pasta has such a rich tomato flavor and just the right amount of spice to give it that little bit of kick.
With a meatball, you have to have a good pasta. You twirl the meatball with the pasta and forget about it, absolutely.
I wouldn't want any other spaghetti and meatball than this one right here. Nobody can make it like this.
Another classic combo we should consider is St. Louis and toasted raviolis. This contribution to the great Italian-American cookbook has its roots right here.
It was invented in this restaurant.
They say one night a chef accidentally dropped a ravioli into the fryer, and the rest is St. Louis history.
Ravioli, it's an intense flavor. We want everything to come through.
The ravs are packed with a mixture of pork and beef, fresh herbs and spices from the garden, along with celery, carrots, and onions.
Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna add it to our grinder and add spinach to it. Another layer of flavor. Can't get enough flavor in that one bite.
Once again, eggs hold it all together. Filling complete, these little cushions of scrumptiousness are assembled the old-fashioned way.
No shortcuts at Charlie Gito's.
Think about how good boiled ravioli is. Now, imagine it breaded and deep fried. I know, right?
The original toasted ravioli that you can only get here at Charlie Gito's.
The toasted raviolis are crunchy on the outside, and the sauce is perfect.
Oh, these are the best raviolis ever.
They're pillows of heaven.
Warm, creamy. This is St. Louis at its best.
No visit to St. Louis is completo without a visit to Charlie Gito's. Or two.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Coming back to Charlie Gito.
That's what I thought.
New York is the capital of classic sights, sounds, and sensations. When that excitement extends into the dinner hour, swells love nothing better than a big city steak.
Best filet mignon, hands down. #1 in New York.
This is what I'm legendary for. Any steak you want. The Black Angus, then is the Wagyu, then is the Japanese Kobe.
Willie Deagle serves up all that and so much more at his Midtown Manhattan tribute to classic dining, Uncle Jack's Steakhouse.
Uncle Jack was my godfather. Him and my grandfather, Jack Foley, they had a speakeasy in Columbus Circle back in the early 1900s.
With a family history of swinging New York nightlife, Willie smartly pairs steak with lobster tail for the ultimate cosmopolitan combo, surf and turf.
Here at Uncle Jack's, customer is king. We do everything bigger and better.
Bigger and better is another great combo, but Jason's also referring to the way they serve this dish.
You can take the bone-in Fred Flintstone rib, you can take the filet, the strip. You can basically mix and match any which way you want.
That freedom of choice also goes for the lobster tail.
Here we start with the 10-ounce warm water tails and we bring them all the way up to 40, 50, 60-ounce cold water tails. We tend to try and turn every table into a surf and turf experience.
Like they say, if you want to make surf and turf, you gotta crack a few lobsters.
We get that going like that.
a house blend of salt and pepper, and the chef fires a pan with another combo. 2 of New York's tastiest.
We're using 40% heavy cream and whole butter, whole sweet butter.
The lobster gets poached in that dreamy dairy duo, then the party moves inside.
When we put it into the oven, the lobster can cook at a more consistent temperature, and it can poach in that cream and butter mixture.
After about 10 New York minutes...
All right, let's broil this beauty. Just want to get a little color on there. 30, 40 seconds tops.
Lobster accomplished. Turf's up.
This is a center cut, which is also known as a barrel cut filet mignon. This is a 12-ounce cut.
Our corn-fed beef fillet gets briefed with a salt and pepper blend before its trial by fire.
We cook this in this infrared oven. It gets about 1,800 degrees. We're able to get that char on the steak, so it has a lot of really beautiful heat from above, which is going to sear in those flavors.
This is where we leave it to the professionals.
It's crazy, crazy hot. If you touch this, you're getting burned.
And like many things in Manhattan, the key to cooking a great steak is location, location, location.
Now you see this white spot on this grill? This is where it's going to be the hottest.
Now, into the fiery furnace.
Because we're cooking from above and the heat is on the top, as the meat starts to caramelize, all of the juices that are in the top get to work its way through that meat. Now that's a steak. We're going to put the tail and the fillet and get it ready to go out.
Each part of this delicious dish gets its own flavor enhancer.
Put a little bit of that butter right on top. All of our steaks get finished with our signature au jus.
Sitting pretty in New York City.
Uncle Jack's Surf and Turf, the ultimate version of the ultimate combo.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Tender, juicy, little char on the outside, delicious.
Oh my God. The texture is so tender. Caramelized the sugar on the outside, pink on the inside so you get the taste of the meat.
No steak sauce or anything like that. It's absolutely delicious.
Lobster and steak, perfect combination.
When you have beef that looks like that and lobster tail that looks like that, it's the American meal.
It's a classic combination, so make a reservation at this swanky destination. Uncle Jack's Steakhouse.
Spot on the money, lights out.
Whether in the kitchen or on the concert stage, Austin is known for riffing on the classics.
You can be whoever you want to be in Austin, and there's a space for you to do it, and people that'll love you for it.
They sure love the duos John Locke is doing down at Biscuits and Groovy.
I love biscuits so much I even named my dog Biscuit.
Biscuits and gravy are like a classic combination, 100%.
It's a pretty groovy place. They're always playing old school 70s music on the radio.
Their disco-themed menu runs the biscuit gamut, from a simple butter and jam model called the BG to their soulfully smothered, super-sized survivor, the Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor was the queen of disco. Here she's the queen of biscuits.
To the Groove Mobile, where John patiently begins the biscuit magic with cold butter.
We start with our self-rising flour, then we add our butter. We use a pinching technique. You want pea-sized pieces of butter in there. You also want to keep it really, really cold, because when you put it into the hot oven, it explodes, and that's what makes the biscuits rise. The softer the massage, the fluffier the biscuits.
A bit of refreshing buttermilk, and we're on to the rolling and the cutting. But please, no twisting.
Dip the cutter in a little bit of flour. Try not to twist them when you go up, because it seals the edges. If you put the biscuits on the pan touching, they rise next to each other, so they're a bit taller.
Our disco biscuits will be topped by a traditional sausage-spangled white pepper gravy.
This is the South, so we've got to melt some butter.
Making gravy is more about feeling than exact measurements, so add about this much flour.
The cooked flour gives it a rich, nutty taste.
And goes salt and pepper, a little milk. The fresh pork sausage and seasonings set off an arresting aroma.
You can really smell the fennel in the sausage. Groove-alicious.
Here comes the backing trio for our delicious disco diva, the 3 Scrambells.
Add the white pepper gravy. It's thickened up quite a bit. 3 scrambled eggs, sausage, some thick sliced peppered maple bacon.
Followed by a heat wave.
Texans love jalapenos.
They also love to love pepper jack cheese and a sprinkle of chives.
Just like disco's favorites, biscuits and gravy never goes out of style. Groovy, baby.
It's so like buttery and good.
The eggs are delicious, perfectly scrambled, and the white gravy is amazing.
The biscuit basically falls apart in your mouth, and the jalapenos give it like a really nice kick.
This is not the biscuits and gravy you would find in North Carolina.
Definitely Texified this.
Yes. It's a nice
Everything's
twist.
bigger in Texas.
It's got gravy, sausage, and bread, the three main food groups you need, and it's perfect.
Very groovy.
When you're looking for some hot stuff, baby, in Austin, hustle over to Biscuits and Groovy.
Oh gosh, I'm so stuffed.
Let's do the classic combo mambo on down to Miami, where they have a deep appreciation for the official sandwich of good times, the grilled cheese.
We do cheese because who doesn't love cheese? The simple grilled cheese, and it really brings a smile to people's faces. We got the best grilled cheese sandwich you've ever had.
That's a bold statement, and it sets the tone for the good-natured, gooey glory they dish out at Miami's latest vice.
It's cheesiest. It's tasty, it's sexy, it's cool, it's hip.
But most of all, it's cheesy in the best possible way. And one classic combo we all grew up with, grilled cheese and tomato soup, gets a grown-up upgrade with the short rib melt and tomato bisque.
Short rib is a great meat to use, and that fat really gives that meat a lot of flavor.
Brian seasons the meat, then lays it onto the grill.
Got the oil on the pan, just gonna spread that out a little bit, and then we can get everything on the grill. This is where the magic happens.
The trick is giving those short ribs an even sear on all sides, then piling them into a pan.
We got a lot of flavor on the grill and no flavor left behind. White wine, roll for me. Hot in this kitchen.
Besides keeping the chef loose, wine deglazing loosens up tasty tidbits stuck to the cooking surface, and that pan gets topped with taste.
We're gonna start with some celery, carrots, yellow onion, red pepper, garlic, red wine. A lot of red wine.
The meat soaks up all that goodness in a blaze of glory.
I'm off to the oven to terminate this meat. I'll be back.
Brian gets to work on the sandwich-worthy souped-up sidekick that completes this classic combo.
This is my version of tomato soup. We do a bisque. It goes great with the grilled cheese, great for dipping.
A bisque is smooth and creamy, so naturally,
I always put a little bit of butter in the bottom, just to, I feel like that the richness and the saltiness of the butter really adds to the overall creaminess at the end of it.
a mirepoix goes in the pot, then garlic, fire-roasted tomatoes, chicken stock, and fresh herbs.
All the veg have plenty of time to cook. All those herbs open up their flavors. All right, now we got the soup in there.
A little heavy cream, and he sends her to the blender.
Let's get a combo working. Gonna get the short rib on the grill.
Our braising liquid from before is now au jus, and the flavor compounds again.
We have 2 slices of sourdough bread. Our Monterey Jack cheese, we put cheese on both sides. We like things cheesy here. Copious amounts of real butter. Toasty on one side, melty on the other.
When the moment is right, everything comes together.
Our cheese is looking schmelty, ready to roll.
The properly schmelted cheese schmeats the meat and so much more.
We're gonna go with our pickled red onion and our spicy arugula. Check this bad boy out. Now that is good eats.
Yummer twin powers, activate.
Miss Cheesiest short rib grilled cheese and tomato bisque, the perfect combo.
You gotta dip it, right? Combo of the tomato bisque with the sandwich is just destroying me.
The saltiness of like the short rib mixed with the cheese in there.
The caramelization of the onions is incredible. It's crispy but soft, and the flavor is incredible.
That beef with the onions and the arugula, all of it comes together, and it makes, like, it's perfect combination.
You dip it in, take a bite, melts in your mouth.
This cheese and this bisque, it's gonna knock you out.
Out on the back burner, Brian gets some home-smoked bacon ready for this next combo, the mac and melt.
Mac and cheese and bacon, obviously. We take pork belly, cure it for 2 weeks. We always smoke with cherry wood. It gives a nice sweet flavor to the meat. This is gonna stay in the smoke about 2 2.5 hours.
Then it's back inside to construct a modern classic, starting with some of that pork candy.
Get the bacon going. 2 pieces of sourdough.
That sourdough keeps showing up, and for good reason.
It crisps up really nice. It does have that little bit of extra flavor, but it's the way you can cook sourdough. You can really get a nice crisp edge on the sourdough.
How about the cheese for this little number?
4 pieces of provolone.
Nice. Why so provolone?
It's a little salty, real stretchy, makes for a great sandwich.
The cheese story doesn't end there.
We add white cheddar, Gouda, white pepper, and dry mustard.
This is a first-round pick on my fantasy sandwich team.
Cheese is melted, bacon is hot. Take some of our cheesy mac, our beautiful bacon. This is a sandwich worth waiting for. Who doesn't love a combo with cheese and bacon in it?
Has a lot of bacon. It's super crunchy, super buttery, flaky. It's really good.
Nice and creamy. Love the smoky flavor. And the bread is nice and crunchy. I really like that.
You can't get enough of it.
It's just that good.
A lot of cheese, and the bacon's really good.
Cheese-licious. It is amazing.
What is that?
When you're in town, say hello to Miss Cheesiest, the Miami maiden, who will melt your heart.
Mischievous deliciousness. So good.
Our search for classic Cajun combos naturally brings us to an office building in Chicago? Confused? Welcome to Heaven on 7.
This is like a perfect oasis in the middle of the loop. It's amazing.
This really feels like I'm in Louisiana.
It's been an institution in the Loop for 25 or 30 years.
It's Mardi Gras every day of the week, just about.
Raised on mild Midwest fare, owner Jimmy Banos fell in love with Cajun flavors in the 80s and even received a blessing from the genre's patron saint, Paul Prudhomme.
And he invited us to hang out in the kitchen, and that meeting changed my whole life.
One perfect pair Jimmy's made his own is the shrimp and grits with beef debris.
This is definitely my play on a classic combo. A little Heaven on 7 twist.
In New Orleans, beef debris is all the juicy tidbits left in the pan after making a roast beef. But Jimmy makes his up special.
First component is we cut some beef chuck roll, brisket, and short ribs. 3 kinds. Then we'll put the beef stock in there, put it in the oven for about 3 hours, and you're in good shape.
The grits themselves are full of extras, as in extra creamy, extra cheesy, and extra delicious.
Heavy cream first. We're gonna stir in the grits. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of butter. So you see it starting to thicken up, and now I like to season.
Garlic and onion powder.
Let it rain.
White pepper and fresh roasted garlic puree.
So at this point, we're gonna add the cheese, a little bit of Asiago cheese, some Parmigiano Reggiano.
It bubbles away nice and low for about an hour, and what have you got?
Creamy, awesome grits.
Finally, the shrimp.
Would you like those little beauties right here?
Perfect, especially when they're spiked with Jimmy's own Cajun seasoning mix.
You know what makes them dance? Is that spice. Just like we're dancing to a beautiful musical.
Watch your eyebrows. With that beef debris singing backup for our shrimp and grits, it's like 2 classic combos in one.
A match made in heaven on 7.
Those are probably the best grits I've ever had.
So creamy. They're so hearty. It's so cheesy.
I'm from the South, and I love grits. I love cheesy grits, butter in my grits, but there's no better addition than perfectly cooked shrimp.
The beef adds a new dimension to the dish. It's just so delicious.
That beef debris, this is what really takes me back to New Orleans.
The beef is so tender.
It's like the best combination I've ever had.
Besides Louisianifying Chicago's lunch hour, Heaven on 7 is also home to a humongous hot sauce collection.
I think there's over 2,000 hot sauces.
I heard that if you find a hot sauce that they don't have, your whole meal is free.
And here's the perfect pair to sprinkle a few drops of liquid fire on: red beans and rice.
So we start off with some andouille sausage, tasso ham,
Jimmy turns the traditional New Orleans Trinity into a savory septet.
You know, the traditional Holy Trinity is bell peppers, onions, celery. I do bell peppers, yellow onions, celery, red onions. Here's where it starts going a little crazy. Green onions, jalapeno peppers, roasted garlic, red beans.
The flavor builds with more spices, chicken stock, and a little pickled pork shoulder. Any special prep on the red beans themselves?
I don't soak them before, because then you get to have this creamy bean texture.
How do you get your rice so fluffy?
Yeah, I have a certain trick. It's usually 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. I'll do 1 cup of rice, 10 cups of water. It will not be starchy, it'll be perfect.
Here's the proof.
New Orleans classic combo, red beans and rice.
There's so much flavor, it tastes good. I'm happy that my spoon is so big so I can get more of it in my mouth. I like the beans the best. The red beans are definitely so good. They're so flavorful. They really just kind of make my mouth water just looking at it and talking about it. I just want to like shove it all in my mouth.
This is sort of last meal kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It is comfort food, but so well executed, it's perfect.
It's really delicious. It's just very comforting. I think it's such a good dish in the winter in Chicago, which is something they don't necessarily have to deal with in New Orleans.
Grab a seat at Heaven on 7 and buckle up for a crash course in classic Cajun combos.
I might have to get a special seat for you that has seat belts on it to keep you contained from all your excitement.
With its proximity to the Pacific, Seattle has always had more fresh seafood than you can throw a salmon at.
From our house, you can smell the salt water, like when you get out of the car and walk in the door.
Seattle's food scene absolutely 100% makes up for the bad weather here.
Fans of the fin make their way to the happening hood of Ballard to cast their net for the delicious combos at the Ballard Annex Oyster House.
I think that there's something very comforting about fish and chips, burgers and fries, just that nice, comforting meal.
It's got that nautical vibe to it, and it's definitely the best place in Ballard for seafood.
We have pressure pots where we cook all of our chowders and we do all of our steamers right at the bar there. We pull the live crab and the lobsters directly from the tank, parade them about the restaurant, and then take them back to their steaming death.
Executive Chef Jamie's pair of inked-out pythons take care of the delicious dirty work on Comfort Classic #1, the pub staple of fish and chips.
I say in the Pacific Northwest, if you go into a bar and they don't offer fish and chips, you're in the wrong place.
First, you'll need flour and a pint. Bottoms up.
Because what's a little fish batter without seafood seasoning and some hot sauce?
The rest of the seasonings and baking powder join the party and whisk away.
See that lager frothing up nicely. And you'll see when we fry it that it gives it a lot of air and a lot of lift. And that produces a really nice, flaky, crispy crust. We like to use Alaskan cod. It proves to be flaky and tender and delicious and a little bit buttery.
While the fillets fry, roasted potatoes are blanched and cut into something that sure looks like French fries.
You would think that these are fries, but actually, when served with fried cod, they're chips.
Aye, aye, Captain. She chops down some classic coleslaw, and those chips are good to go.
Got some seafood seasoning. Fits in with the maritime theme we have here.
All aboard the plate, mateys.
And this classic combo wouldn't be complete without another classic combo, ketchup and tartar sauce. Fish and chips at the Ballard Annex. Another classic combo that is timeless and tasty.
Real good, real good.
Got a nice crispy outside, and the inside is kind of like a fluffy, moist flavor. It's fantastic.
The crust tastes almost like a little bit of very thin pie crust. It's kind of like warm and not super sweet, but buttery.
It's nice and greasy, perfect hangover food. Not that I was out partying yesterday.
The chips are amazing. They're seasoned really, really well. They have a little crunch to them, which I like.
You need a little bit of carbs. You need, like, you know, the chips to go with your fish. It completes it.
You know what else plays nicely with fries? The Annex Burger.
I think burgers and fries have endured the test of time because it's meat and potatoes, and you don't get any more basic and primitive than meat and potatoes.
Especially when you've also got the power of bacon jam.
It's like you took bacon and caramelized onions and you made a love child and smeared it on a burger. That's what this is all about. So we've got this pork belly that we cure with coffee, because why wouldn't we? We're in Seattle. And then we have 1 red onion, and we're gonna get that nice and caramelized, and that will bring out a lot of sweetness to kind of counter the saltiness in this bacon.
Some butter, thyme, and brown sugar.
The vinegar, we're gonna use that to go ahead and deglaze the pan and bring a nice level of acidity into the jam.
Pepper and cayenne, and we're jamming.
Smells like bacon jam.
That's gonna have a lot of tasty give and take with that garlic aioli Jamie's making as burger and bun hit the grill. Cheese-wise, smells like Fontina's spirit. Burger buddies stack up. Aioli, arugula, burger, and oh yeah, bacon jam.
This way, you ensure that you get bacon in every single bite.
Some pickled onions and fries.
And remember, these are fries and not chips because they're served with a burger and not fish.
Naturally.
Burger and fries at the Ballard Annex, a classic combination with a bacon jam twist.
So good.
It's juicy, it's messy, it's exactly what I want in a burger.
All the cheese and all the aioli and stuff is just like adding a lot of like good juice to it. It's like seeping out of everything.
I really like that you can taste the bacon jam in there. Salty and sweet.
I don't really like it when I have bacon on my burger. It's always like tugging at the pieces, whereas now I can, if I can, get a full bite. I get everything in it.
And those chips? I mean, fries?
It's the flavor of the burger, and then the potatoes just kind of even out the flavors, and it just works well together.
You can't just have a burger. You have to have burger and fries. Like, that's just how it works.
2 things that just work together, just like Seattle and Ballard Annex Oyster House.
Like, that's how it is. That's like life.
Does every food have a perfect match out there somewhere? Maybe, except kale. I mean, come on.